Hopefully I'm going to end the day on a slightly positive note with respect to sustainability, and give you some examples where Inkjet has made a positive contribution to sustainability. First of all, and give you some examples from the past and in the future as well. First of all, sustainability. I mean, we've talked about it's a big buzzword, and what does that actually mean? So sustainability, Oxford English Dictionary, is avoidance of depletion of resources. And if you think about Inkjet, it's a controlled deposition of material in its basic level. It is inherently intrinsically a sustainable process. So just a bit about Xaar, we introduced in the past, we've been working for over 30 years. We've been driving manufacturing improvements. And by that, we've been driving sustainability through our use of our Inkjet technology. And probably the most significant technology development that we had was when we introduced what we call our through-flow technology. And that really radically changed what we could do in an industrial environment, where we could make inkjet printers run 24/7 continuously without any maintenance, and in quite difficult environments, and printing functional fluids. So fluids which have got particles in it. And probably that most notable was we led the total transformation of decoration of ceramic tiles, and that, interestingly, from our perspective, from a sustainability perspective, was not just about our technology. It was also driven by a significant event, which was the 2008 financial crash, and what that led to was basically in the ceramic tile industry, people saying we have to reduce capital. They had huge stock of ceramic tiles, and basically Inkjet enabled them to get rid of that stock. They could print what they want, when they wanted, and they didn't need, with the existing process, which was screen printing, it became a sustainable process. And over between 2010, 2013, that industry went totally digital. This led on to, and more sustainable. This led on to allied industries like decoration of glass. That's printing a glass freight. So similar, that's on the transition. That is going to go digital. And quite interesting, one of the applications of that, and one of the uses of Inkjet, is in printing automotive windscreens, where every windscreen can be uniquely identified. So that is really, and the automotive industry is using that. So it's compatible with just-in-time manufacturing, all the Internet of Things. So that's what Inkjet can make it, also making it manufacturing more sustainable. And really lots of other applications where in advanced manufacturing, printing TV screens, where Inkjet is enabled to minimize waste and hence minimize energy by printing exactly what you want. And this is not generally about graphics, but it's just about printing material. But I think the more interesting thing, and I'll go on to more examples now, is with some new printhead technologies that we've been developing, we're getting more sustainability pull, i.e., as I said before, end users coming to us saying, we want you to develop Inkjet as part of the solution. And that really is accelerating the use of Inkjet. And I'll go through some examples. I'll quickly go through some examples. 3D printing itself a sustainable process, additive process, no waste. However, one of the challenges that 3D printing have is moving into more manufacturing. So it has more of an impact than what it's today, which is generally just printing prototypes. It's moving into manufacturing, also printing multiple materials. Well, largely, Inkjet has solved some of them problems. It's a scalable process, and we can print multiple materials. And that is being adopted. That is being adopted in powder bed 3D printing. HP Multijet Fusion is, can do more mass manufacturing of products. So that's printing into a powder bed. But probably more interesting is things like the DP Polar machine. And that is 3D printing of UV photopolymers. And this DP Polar machine, it's quite a big machine. And basically that is a round bed, and you can continually print objects. It continually print. So that is really helping, 3D printing, a sustainable process to happen. But probably as important in the 3D printing space is the capability we have to print higher viscosity fluids. And what does that mean? So with Xaar printheads, we can now print 100 centipoise fluids. And you think, so what? What that means actually, since that is a jetting temperature, that goes up to 1,000 centipoise at room temperature. Current inkjet is about 30 centipoise. And you say, well, so what? What that actually means is you can print more functional fluids, and typically longer polymer chains, so you can print flexible materials. As against with 30 centipoise, you could only print very rigid materials. And of course, you can print them in multiple materials. So high viscosity, really key impact in this 3D printing space. We talked about direct-to-shape printing before. And there's lots of approaches being to get eradication of single-use plastics. And one of the approaches is being developed is by replacing single-use plastics with a paper pulp coated solution. And that is, and that offers you a totally recyclable solution and a totally renewable solution. And this is being adopted by some of the big brands. So the big brands are involved, and I'll just show you some examples there. Castrol, you've got Kraft Heinz, Diageo and Johnny Walker, PepsiCo, Unilever and GSK are all looking into this technology. And the example that you're shown there is that's a Johnny Walker bottle, and what they want to do is they're looking at the total carbon footprint. So they want to actually go to direct to shape. They want to remove the label and have it all done together. And they are Johnny Walker bottles, directly printed, and these are on display in their demo centre in Edinburgh in Scotland. Another really interesting example is replacing spray painting. So as our printheads, we've shown with our through-flow technology, we can print in all orientations, and also we can combine inkjet printheads with robots. So combined with the high viscosity, what that has enabled us to do is to actually replace, is actually physically print cars and planes. And you may think, well, so what? Spray painting is hugely wasteful. 40% of the paint is wasted during spray painting. So inkjet, that goes away. Removes the need for masking. So you don't need to mask. And also, you can print multiple colors in one process. So this current trend of having your roof different to your body has to go through the spray painting line twice. Spray painting, hugely wasteful of energy, and this potentially gives you a significantly more sustainable solution. And I'll just finish on, and Alan's already covered this, the digital printing in textiles. Very similar to dyeing, digital print, and I'll not go over the figures again, but that's a huge difference with digital print in textiles. And I think one of the things which Xaar are doing, was a big gap in our portfolio, was an aqueous printhead. We are now launching an aqueous printhead towards the end of the year. And with our ability to print pigmented inks gives you another boost to sustainability, because you don't need the steaming and washing afterwards. You can go straight from drying to finishing. So that saves you a further 30% in. So that potentially is another significant fact. And I think I come to the last point. We can all make a difference. And I think we need to lead by example. And Xaar is sort of like practice what it's preaching. Xaar is fully, all its packaging is fully recyclable. We don't send anything to landfill, and all our energy is renewable. But I think the other thing is, as I said before, is we need a plan. And we now have a roadmap to get to net zero to 2030. And I think that has been really hugely empowering within the business. And people have been really engaged in that, and it's really quite exciting what we're going to do. So just to finish off, I think Inkjet is contributing to sustainability. It's not a green swan, but it is making a contribution. And I think increasingly, sustainability is, in the past, Xaar was very much pushing Inkjet. I think now it's becoming the rest. Sustainability is pulling the driving of the adoption of Inkjet. Okay, and thank you.